Hi folks, I'm Craig Taylor, and as always, a huge thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel, the Bushcraft Padawan. When you think about the subject of map reading, land navigation, compass work, the words accuracy and precision probably spring to mind. And I would agree with you, accuracy and precision are important when navigating, when using a map, when using a compass. Words that probably don't jump immediately to mind with you though are words such as estimate and guesswork. However, there is a place for these when map reading, when using a compass, when navigating, and I thought it was worth just spending a little bit of time showing you what I mean by that and why there is a place and why there's an important place for estimating things. To help me do that though, I'm just going to pop back indoors, if you will join me, because I want to show you very close up an area of a map, and I want to show it in some good light, and it's not great light today. So if you'll join me back inside for just a few minutes, and then we'll reconvene back outside. I'll see you in there. We've come indoors now so that I can get some decent light and I can get the map nice and flat and the camera up close to it. And you can see that I have zoomed in on an area of an Ordnance Survey 1 in 25,000 map. Just a few things I want to bring your attention to. You notice down here that I have circled a track junction, a bridleway junction. It's a Y junction and I've labelled it SP, start point. Let's just assume that is our known position. That's where we are right now. It's a confirmed position. You notice that up here there is a small building and I've labelled that and circled it with 1. Over here there is a large flat-ish area on a spare at approximately 150 to 155 metres elevation. I've labelled that number 2. Down here there is a building and I've labelled that number 3, and then over here there are a collection of buildings that I've circled and labelled number 4. What I'd like you to do now is to superimpose a mental image of a simple compass face on top of that map area. You have 360 or 0 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees. You can kind of superimpose mentally that compass face on top of this map that I've zoomed into. So I've got a couple of questions for you now, and I want you to answer them as quickly as you can in your own head. What do you think the bearing is between the start point and checkpoint number 1 up here? What's the approximate bearing? Don't get your compass out, don't start to measure this, just look at it and think to yourself that is approximately X number of degrees. Just mentally accurately, or just mentally estimate what that is. Then I want you to do the same between the start point and number 2. What is the approximate bearing between the start point and number 2? Approximate bearing, estimated. I want you to do the same between the start point and number 3. Between the start point and number 3. And once again, between the start point and number 4. What's the approximate bearing between the start point and number 4? If you want to make a note of those, if you want to pause this video right now and just grab a piece of paper and write them down, or just pause it and mentally work them out, just eyeball them in, feel free to pause the button now, and I'll see you back outside in just a few seconds time. And here we are again, back outdoors. So just think back to that area of map that I showed you. I also estimated the bearing between that start point and the 4 different points. From the start point to the building at number 1, I estimated to be about 360 degrees or thereabouts. Between the start point and number 2, which was that area of the spare, I estimated at about 45 degrees. Between the start point and number 3, it was about 90 degrees. And between the start point and number 4, it was about 225 degrees or thereabouts. I was estimating, I was eyeballing it in. I wasn't using a compass or a protractor or anything like that. I was just estimating. And this is the value of estimating. I've now looked at one of those bearings, one of those legs, if you like, the next leg I was going to take, and I have an approximate estimated bearing in my head, what I'm expecting it to be. And here's the reason for that. When you are cold, when you are wet, when you are tired, when you are hungry, when you are under pressure, when you're injured, when you've got an injured party, when things are up against you, it is very simple to make mistakes when putting your compass onto the map. Instead of putting it on like that, you may have put it on like that, if that makes sense. Your direction of travel arrow may be pointing in completely the opposite direction, but when you're cold, wet, tired, hungry, that can be a mistake that's quite easy to make. You may have placed the compass onto the map with exactly the correct orientation, but when you've twisted the compass bezel, you may have orientated it in completely the wrong direction. So on both occasions, your bearing is going to be, in every sense of the word, pointing in the wrong direction. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Or is it? Because if you've got a mental idea in your head about what you're expecting it to be, you're expecting it to be 45 degrees. You've eyeballed it. It's what you expect it to be. When you then apply your compass onto the map and you take your grid bearing and it comes out as being, I don't know, 235 degrees, that's a big difference. That's not just 10 or 15 degrees out here or there, which you could probably account for when you're estimating things. That's a massive, massive amount out. That's going to stop you in your tracks. That's going to make you think, hang on, I thought it'd be 45, it's come out as 230 something, or whatever I said. Something's wrong here. I need to go back and take another look. And it may be that your estimate was wrong. It may be, more likely, that your compass work on the map was wrong. But the main thing is, it has stopped you in your tracks. It stops you from going straight to using the compass, not having any safety net or safety thing in your head to catch you if you go wrong, and you ultimately end up setting off in completely the wrong direction, which can very easily happen. So in a nutshell, it doesn't matter about your estimate being wholly accurate. That's not the point of it. Is there a difference between 45 degrees and 55 degrees? Yes, there is. It's a 10-degree difference. But it's not much when you're estimating. Is there a difference between 45 degrees and 225 degrees? Oh boy, there's a difference there. That's more than just an estimating error. That's more than just an eyeballing error. That's a significant error. So that for me is the value of, I called it guesswork at the beginning. It's more than guesswork, isn't it? That's the value of estimating things. Yes, you are relying on precision and accuracy when you deploy the compass, but let's not forget, the compass is only as good as its user. And if its user is cold, wet, tired, hungry, and all of those are the things that us human beings get from time to time, the compass won't tell you that you're wrong. But maybe if you've made an estimate in advance, that will be a safety net that catches you. Thank you as always for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. There is a share button below this, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on YouTube. You know what to do with that share button if you would be so kind. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, in this corner of the screen there will appear an icon. If you click on that icon, you'll become a subscriber. And in this corner of the screen, I'm going to put up a playlist of all of my other navigation videos that I've put together over the past 12 months or so. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.